Hey everybody, welcome to another Quicksave Review with me, RC. Today, we're going to be playing a bit of Underleaves, and Underleaves is a hidden object game that's coming out on the Switch and the Xbox One/Xbox Series X and S this week on February 25th. This game is going to be $12.99. It does currently have a pre-order/launch discount, so if this looks cool to you, definitely get in on that. But yes, as I mentioned, this is a hidden object game where you get to pick from different animals to find food for. Really, I think the name of this game, Underleaves, is a cute name. It's a cute game overall. But I feel like they should have called it Finding Food for Animals, because that's what you do in this. You pick an animal. We will start with the very first level of the game here, but you pick the polar bear. And you click on the little question mark that is above the animal's head, and they kind of pop up and let you know, hey, I need 8 fish. So you're going to click through and try to find some fish. Now, I want to point out, this is the very first level of the game, and this looks incredibly easy. In fact, you might think, hey, this is just like a kid's game, right? And, you know, right you are in some aspects there. This game definitely is kid-friendly, for sure. It's got really nice music, it's got cute visuals, and it's just a hidden object game where you're finding stuff. And apparently I'm having trouble finding the last fish here. There it is. So you find all the fish, hit the little checkbox, bear's happy, you get a little animation on screen, and boom, you're done. So, while this may be, you know, very kid-friendly, I would say that some of the puzzles get very, very tough. We're going to jump to where I left off here, just so I could show you guys kind of what the game expects from you. So what's nice is that, you know, if you want to take a break, go do another puzzle, come back, you can do that if you're having trouble. I was definitely having trouble here. You can see I am still looking for 3 slugs. And in this environment here, this is one of my least favorite environments in the game. You actually have, according to the Switch page here. We are playing this on the Xbox, by the way, just in case I didn't mention that. But it mentions that there are, I believe, 9 different environments. And there's almost, yeah, here we go. 9 locations scattered around the world to find food in for animals or objects. And then there's almost 30. It's 29 animated animals that you find the stuff for. So, there's a lot of variety here, but there's a few places that I am just not a big fan of finding stuff in. For example, like this one. This one, I need to find 3 more slugs, and you can tell the color of the slugs is very similar to the color that your, you know, the palette on screen here, and they are incredibly difficult to find. I actually started playing this game last night, and it was in an environment very similar to this one. We might go check it out after this one. But the object that they wanted you to find, I had 1 more to find, and oh my god, it took me forever to find it because everything just blends together. So in some cases here, I was kind of like, you know, it's challenging, but I'm like, is it unfairly challenging? Look at the cute little porcupine critters popping up and around and everything here. You know, it's the question I ask myself. Like, it is a hidden object game. The objects are hidden, but is it unfair that they use like color as the thing to hide the object? Like, you know, putting the dark slug on a dark background that you can barely see, and that does happen at times, and I can barely see what I'm looking for here. They do give you a few gimmies in different levels. You know, they'll put a bright yellow slug on a brown tree, and you're like, oh, okay, that one's easy to find. But now that I'm down to the last 3 slugs to find, I am having such a tough time finding them. And I'm kind of pursuing like getting through the whole of the game because I am playing on this on Xbox. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to get all the achievements for this because it's actually, you know, pretty easy achievements if you could find all the objects. But finding all the objects is proving kind of difficult for me on some of these. So it's left me trying to scour like every, you know, layer of the different planes here to see if I could find the object. So like, for example, let's see if we can find a slug. So right now, I'll look at the trees. I will scan all the trees. I do not see a slug standing out. And look at the very bottom here. I don't see anything. And what you can do is you can click on the question mark. You can do a puzzle. It will give you a separate slide puzzle where it'll actually locate the object for you on screen here. However, on the Xbox version, you do get an achievement for never using that. So I'm trying to go for a perfect run here, trying to find everything myself. And so far I've had pretty good luck. But this level is really, really thwarting me right now. And one of the things that, man, really gets to me too is like when I get to a new panel where I'm looking for stuff and I'm able to find like, boom, I find 3 like back to back to back, and then I don't find any for like another 10 minutes. It's just like, ugh, it's kind of painful, to be quite honest. And there have been times, this might be in my head too, where I might click the X to exit. And I might go to another one and come back or whatever. And then boom, one will just pop up right on the main screen here. Like this, look. There's a slug. So I feel like the game at times is kind of throwing me a gimme. Right? It's like, here you go, here's one for you. Because you had a hard time and you came back. But at the same time, I'm like, is the game normally shifting the slugs around? Because I feel like I've experienced that in other levels too, where I come back and boom, I was able to find one right off the bat. That definitely was not there before. So I don't know how the game is actually interpreting how it's hiding objects and where it's putting them and whatnot, but sometimes, like, I do like that they do that, though. I do like that they're like, okay, here you go, here's a gimme, because you're having a hard time before. But now I still have 2 more that I need to try and find. I have no idea where they're at. No clue at all. So, let me see if I can go back to the one that was giving me a lot of trouble here. I think it was the meerkats here. All right, so yeah, look at the jumbled stuff we got going on here. So in this one, this is the one last night. I spent a lot of time trying to find the last one, to the point where I like I rebooted the game because I'm like, is it even in here? Come to find out that the last object I was looking for, I didn't realize you could go up on this one. So pro tip for you guys out there: if you can't find something in this game and you're looking for it, make sure you hit that up arrow and make sure you figure out where all the different places are that you can go on the levels, because you may or may not find it if you're not exploring on every single one. I scrolled right up when I was playing it earlier, when I came back to it, and I was like, oh, it was up here the whole time, and there was one here. But I will say, now that I'm doing this one again, I do not see the flowers we're looking for up in this top space. So they do seem to be randomly kind of thrown around, which is interesting. But yeah, you know, as beautiful as some of the environments are in this game, this one, and anything to do with the brown, I don't know if it's like, is there some kind of brown colorblind thing? I don't know that I might have, but I found it kind of unfun to play on these. You know, like any of the ones that had ocean associated, I thought were more fun. Like, let's try the octopus here. So you have the octopus, and he's like, oh, find these clams with the dots in them. So like, you know, like here's one. And I found this one, even though it's all blue, I don't know if it's because it's just more soothing on the eye or whatever, but I found these more fun to play than the like brown and yellow ones. So I don't know. Like I said, maybe that's just me. But here I am on the eternal quest for slugs. So that is kind of my life right now. But yeah, I think you guys kind of get the point of the game. I think that they did a really good job animating it. I think for the most part, it's a pretty game. It's got like a cool art style to it. But also I think the art style is kind of its downfall in some ways, because sometimes it is just really, really difficult to find some of these tiny objects that they want you to find. I am never above, you know, a genre game as long as it's fun. And that includes hidden object games, you know, any kind of, you know, tower defense game, like whatever. As long as it's fun, I don't care. I'll play it. Don't care about genre. And this one kind of rides the line for me, where I'm like, you know, there's been some levels where I was like, okay, this is really fun looking for this one because, you know, I'm progressing, and oh, this was clever that they put this here. But, you know, I've played other hidden object games where, like, things are cleverly hidden. In this one, it kind of feels like things are just jumbled about. And, you know, maybe some people really like that approach. And some people, I feel like, are not really going to like that approach. I'm kind of mixed on it because I feel like it really works in certain environments in this game. And other environments, I feel like it doesn't, like this one, for example. And it could be just the objects themselves. Maybe the objects were just bad picks for these, you know, environments, or perhaps the colors of the objects. I don't know. Would it have helped more if all the objects were the same color? Like, instead of having a yellow, a tan, and a brown slug, maybe they were just all yellow, so you knew what you were looking for the whole time. I don't know. Things to think about, though, you know? But overall, I don't think that this is a terrible game. Depending on how long it takes you to find all the objects, you know, the game is probably going to take you like 4 hours to play, I would say. I'm probably at that mark right now, and I'm like 2 animals away from finishing it. But yeah, guys, that's Underleaves. Like I said, it's on the Switch and the Xbox One / Xbox Series X and S this week. I think it's a cool little game. It's got a fun little art style. It's kid-friendly. It's definitely one to check out if you're into this style of game. But just beware of those small objects on these, like, really hard-to-find levels, because they're kind of the bane of my existence at the moment. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. And, of course, I'll see you all next time.